Jesus. Come on, Ari. Let's go. Let's go. Fucking psycho. Happy Father's Day, motherfuckers. You know, sometimes it's hard being a father. I don't know that I'm even worthy to be a father, honestly. I mean, I'm humbled every day to be one. They never cease to amaze me how smart they are. It's like every generation gets smarter, or is smarter than the last. I don't know if that's true or not, but look, me and Courtney are fine. You know, we're not fighting anymore. We're getting along. We're there for our kids. And we're there for each other, you know, just being whatever we are, friends. And I do have to say one thing, though. I'm afraid. Let's these windows down. It's hot as fuck outside. I am afraid that things are... I guess I'm afraid of what could happen between me and her. Like, say we do end up back together down the line, you know. Is she going to be doing it because she has the desire to actually try to fall in love again? Because that's the only reason I would want to do it. I wouldn't want it any other way. It's why get in a relationship if you're not willing to trust that person and give everything, give your whole self over to that person, which I did before. I gave everything, my entire being over to her, you know, and we all know what happened. But does that make her a bad person? No. I mean, it makes her a human. We all make mistakes. God, I know that better than anybody. But say that we do end up back together at some point. Is she going to be doing it because she wants to fall in love again? And everybody can sit here and tell me that, you know, be careful, man. You don't want to get hurt again, because we know that threw you into a pretty deep spiral of depression and everything, and that was not her fault. I mean, the actions were, but the way that I handled it was not her fault. The way I handled it was to try to vent on these videos, and I put a lot of her personal life out there, and I shouldn't have done that. But the only reason I did is because, you know, she had blasted me on Facebook about stuff, and that started around the time the order of protection was going on, and I didn't say a fucking word before that on social media. We don't blast our issues. We don't air out our dirty laundry on social media. You just don't do that. Give me a second, I'll be right back. You want to smell them? Got Ari in here with me. Say hi, Ari. Tell him, say hi. Say, you guys smell everything that I get. Did you get me a beef jerky or something? Fuck no, I didn't. I can't afford it. Anyways. Yeah, we don't air out our dirty laundry. So, whatever I've posted and whatever she's posted, I've deleted a lot of things I've also set a lot of those videos to private because they're for me. They don't have to be for the world. I'm hoping there is a future with us because I'm old-fashioned as fuck. Like, let's see if I can get that glare out of there. I'm old-fashioned as fuck. I'm used to seeing, like, I grew up around my grandparents. You know, my grandma, my grandpa, and they had been together for 42 years, I want to say. I could be wrong about that, but it was at least 40 years they were together. And I always asked Grandma about that because she's always the wisdom that I try to go by, you know. Life is what you make it kind of person. So I said, Grandma, how did you and Grandpa deal with, you know, arguments and stuff like that? She said, well, I wasn't home enough, and he didn't like that. You know, he didn't like the fact that I wasn't home, and he worried about me, and was always worried that I was overworking myself, and that was what they would fight about a lot, or argue about, rather. She says, really, all you have to do is bring your tone down a little bit. You don't have to yell, because if your tone's, she said, if you have a lower tone, people are actually going to listen to you. They're going to actually try harder to listen to you because of the way you're speaking, how low you're speaking, as opposed to if you're yelling, because yelling is off-putting. Does that make sense? That's perfect. That's a perfect way to look at it in my eyes. So the arguing between me and her doesn't even have to be arguing. I could just speak in a calm voice and say what I want to say. And yeah, it may come off mean, but at least I'm saying it in a calm enough tone to where she can understand that, you know, hey, I'm hurt by this, or this bothers me, you know, and she'll know. Fucking trained. People are gonna see me talking and think I'm a fucking nutcase. Anyways, so, yeah, I'm not saying nothing bad about her. I just want the world to know, my family that's watching, that I really hope there is something that we can work out a future somewhere. Yes, she's still moving to her own place, all that. Yes, I'm not wanting that to happen, but it's what she wants to do. And I do think that she still has a lot of figuring herself out to do. But so do I. I noticed something about her, though, that's really made me, you know, I want to say admire her, is she can be off in her own little world, you know, and not worry about what's around her and just focus on what she's doing. And just be perfectly content and happy, just like that. I couldn't do that now if I tried. I mean, I've been trying, but it's hard to do when you're either at work focusing on things you're supposed to do, or at home watching your kids. You don't have time to do anything else. So I admire that about her, that she's able to do that. Anyways, I'm gonna drive around. I'll tell you the date. It's June 19th, 12:32. It's fucking Father's Day, motherfuckers. And guess what? I love being a father. I love being a dad. There's nothing else. Like, if I lost everything and only had that, I think I'd be okay. In the long run, I really do think I'd be okay. Because they love me, and there's nothing that anyone can do to take that away from me. I know they care about me. I know they trust me, and they run to me when they want to feel safe. You know, and that makes me feel good about myself. So, if me and their mother don't end up being together, you know, I could deal. As long as I had them. It'd be sad. It would suck not ending up together with her. First and last, I'm not in love with her anymore. I do know that about myself, because there are certain things that in the past I would care about that I knew that I had to stop caring about because it wasn't going to get me anywhere, you know, at that time. And that's not to say nothing bad about her. I just knew that it wouldn't get me anywhere. So I had to stop caring about it. And in turn, that made me fall out of love with her. Now, I still love her. You know, I still care about her, still worry about her, all these fucking things I've been saying. She's her own person. You know? If I let her go, which I kind of have, just let her go, do her own thing, do whatever she wants to do. If she comes back to me, then it was meant to be, right? First of all, let's talk about that meant to be shit. I don't know that I believe in that, honestly. I think it works if you want it to work. I don't think it works out because fate says it will. It doesn't make any sense to me. But to each his own, I guess, as far as opinions go. I'm hoping I could fall in love with her again, but see, here's the problem with that. I don't want to get hurt again. So it's going to be really hard for me to pull into that if we end up, you know, ever trying to get back together. I have to know that she's willing to fall in love. And we have to mutually agree to fall in love with each other, you know, and just do it. Don't talk about it, just do it. I'm rambling today. Damn, there's a lot of people down at the beach. I ain't got $5 to fucking park. Get back in the window, bitch. You're gonna get hit by a fucking guardrail. Stop. Ah! I can't look at you. Alright, I'll get off here, guys. Thanks for listening. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.